Good morning, everyone, both of you, and welcome to my full-length yoga class. Since you are both singers, musicians, this class is going to focus on opening up our hips and opening up especially through our rib cage and upper body. And we're going to do a couple of my favorite poses that I like to do when I'm warming up for singing. So it'll be a music-focused class. And first, before we get started, we will need 2 blocks, which you both have, but why don't we put those towards the front of your mat, because that'll be where we will want to grab them. Yeah, just off to the side or out in front somewhere. Perfect. All right, and if you can go ahead and get a comfortable seated pose, cross-legged is fine, whatever's comfortable for you, and just take a moment, maybe roll your shoulders down and away from your ears, close your eyes if you'd like, and maybe stretch out your neck a little bit from side to side. Start breathing in and out through your nose and try to breathe deeply all the way down through your belly. Maybe taking a few shoulder circles. And whenever you're starting to feel a little bit connected to your breath and your body and ready for this morning, we'll go ahead and lay down on our backs. And we're gonna find Souptabatakanasana or Reclined Butterfly Pose. So you can bring the soles of your feet together to touch. And go ahead and lay back, just bringing your feet however close to your body that is comfortable for you, and letting your knees fall apart with the help of gravity. You can rest your palms either on your lower belly, and this is nice to help kind of guide your breath down to that area. And if you'd like, either right now or a little bit later, you can reach your arms up overhead if that's comfortable for your shoulders, just to help you begin to open up through your upper back a little bit more here too. And once you get comfortable in this pose, try to accept stillness and try to just sit with your breath, sit with your thoughts. Just try to quiet the mind here, taking notice of anything that might arise, but trying not to place too much judgment. Maybe set an intention for the rest of your day, an intention for this class. Try just making it one word that you want to feel throughout your day. And go ahead and keep your left leg as it is. If your arms are not up overhead and it's comfortable for you, go ahead and reach them overhead and make a little cactus shape with your elbows. And then from here, you're gonna lift your right knee up, keeping it bent, and you're just gonna let it lay over top of your left leg, coming into a little laying twist here. You might wanna adjust your hips, maybe move them over to the right, so that they're in line with your shoulders. And keep trying to press both shoulders equally down into the mat. Don't let your right one kind of come up. And again, breathe deeply into your belly here, not using any strength, just letting gravity do the work. And on your next inhale, bring both knees back up to center. Readjust your hips, and we'll go ahead to the other side. Letting your knees fall over to the right this time. Again, pressing both shoulders equally into your mat. And keep breathing deeply into your belly. And next inhale, bring your knees back up to center. From here, you can go ahead and bring your arms down beside you and make sure you kind of roll your shoulders down and away from your ears, find length through your neck. And you're going to plant your feet on the mat about hip width distance apart, right in line with your sit bones. Good. And then from here, you're going to lift your hips up, coming into bridge pose. So go ahead, press into the mat with your feet, lift your hips up off the mat. Good, very good. Try to just relax your arms. There you go. And think about, can you press into your heels and pull them up towards your shoulders, engaging through your butt and through the back of your legs. Good. Keep breathing here. One more deep breath. And then on your exhale, you're going to slowly curl down inch by inch from your upper back all the way down through your tailbone. Very good. And then go ahead from here. We're going to come into a half happy baby. So you can keep your left leg bent and then bring your right leg up and hold on to either your big toe with your two-piece fingers or the outside of your foot. And just think about drawing that knee down towards the earth while also pressing it away with your elbow if you can. And you can just allow your left knee to kind of fall open a little bit as a little counterweight here. Keep breathing deeply. Relax your shoulder down to the mat. And then we're going to guide that right ankle over on top of our left knee, coming into a reclined pigeon pose. And you can either stay here as you are, pressing your right knee away from you, or if you'd like to go further this morning, you can reach through and hold on to either the back of your leg, like bow, or you can hold on to the front of your shin, whatever is comfortable for you. Just make sure you keep flexing through that right foot. And again, relaxing your shoulders. Keep breathing deeply here. Try to imagine you can breathe into wherever you feel this the most, into your outer hip, into your glute. And give it one more big squeeze or little push here. And go ahead, bring your feet back down to the mat, and we'll find the other side. So go ahead and grab hold of your left foot here, finding your little half happy baby pose. Might be kind of tight this morning, so just do the best you can. Gently pressing it away from you while gently guiding it down towards the mat. And while you're here on the mat, especially for singing and for wind players, people who have to use their breath, this is a really, really great time to get in tune with your lower back, finding that width, that opening through your lower back. By feeling as you breathe in all the way down to your belly, you can feel your back expand against the floor here. And try to keep that feeling as we go into a reclined pigeon pose, guiding your left ankle to your right knee and pressing your left knee away from you. Again, trying to just feel that expansion through your lower body. Good. Relax your shoulders down to the mat. Try not to use too much strength here. Just let your body naturally open up. And we'll give it one more big squeeze before we release. And we're going to go ahead and rock up, find our way to our tabletop pose on hands and knees. And you can face me. So we'll find our tabletop pose, hands and knees. So make sure your knees are directly beneath your hips and your palms are directly beneath your shoulders, and spread your fingertips nice and wide. Try to press into your fingertips and knuckles rather than into your wrists. And from here, we'll find a little cat-cow motion. So you can inhale, dropping your belly, lifting your gaze, thinking about bringing your shoulder blades together. And then press into the mat, curl your tailbone under, bringing your chin to your chest. And you can take a few more, go at your own pace. Make sure when you do your cow pose, sort of engage your abs a little bit and only go about as far as you can with your abs engaged. Don't collapse all the way into your lower back. This will help your lower back over time. And just take about one more round from here. And go ahead and come back to a neutral spine. So we'll find our neutral spine. Make sure your head is in line with your shoulders. And then from here, we're going to extend our right leg straight back. So we're going to do our sort of bird dog variation here. There you go. So try and keep your hip, there you go, in line. And then if you want to go a little bit further, you can extend your left arm straight out in front of you. Finding some balance here. Strong core. There you go. And then from here, we're going to do 3 repetitions. We're going to, if just your leg is extended, you can bend your knee and bring it into your nose. And if your elbow, bring your elbow to your knee. Excellent. Extend it back out. And exhale, knee to nose. And inhale, extend it back out. Last one, exhale, knee to nose. Very good. Extend it back out one more time and find your neutral tabletop pose from here. Go ahead and realign yourself, and we'll do that on the other side. So go ahead and extend your left leg out behind you. Keep pressing into your fingertips and knuckles. There you go. Try to keep your hips in line. Becca, do you mind if I give you an assist? No. Okay, so try to keep your hips in line. Bring this right hip down, left hip, sorry, down a little bit. There you go. And try to press your back a little bit into my hand. Very good. And go ahead and we'll find those 3 repetitions. So go ahead, bend into your knee. Bring your knee to your nose. Very good. Good. And inhale, extend it back out. Exhale, knee to nose. Good. And last time, exhale, knee to nose. Extend it out one more time. You got this. And then back to your tabletop pose. Very good. Let's go ahead and just do one more round of cat and cow to just kind of shake that loose. So go ahead, inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, and exhale, curling tailbone under. Coming back to your neutral tabletop pose, we're gonna take another twist here. This one I really love to do to warm up because it's really, really great to help find space around your upper rib cage and space around the heart, which is great to find nice buoyancy for singing. So you're gonna inhale, extend your right arm straight up, and then you're gonna thread it underneath your left armpit, bringing that shoulder all the way to the mat. And you can find whatever's comfortable with your left arm. I like to extend it out overhead. And you can keep your palm flat on the mat, or you can press into your fingertips a little bit. Whatever is comfortable here. So keep thinking about finding length through your spine. Good, and keeping your hips aligned over top of your knees. Very good. So again, like I said, think about breathing and finding expansion in the space around your heart. In and out through your nose. Take one or two more nice deep breaths here. Good. And you can go ahead and start sliding your left palm back underneath your shoulder, and on your inhale, press up and extending your right arm all the way back up before coming back to neutral. And we'll find that same thing on the other side. So you can extend your left palm all the way up, making some room. And then you can thread it through, finding whatever's comfortable and relaxing your shoulder down onto the mat. So again, think about length, making space between your ears and your shoulders. Good. And breathing deeply into your upper back. Bo, do you mind if would you like an assist here? So I want you to think about, just like when we're working on breathing, I want you to think about breathing deeply into my hands. There you go. Not pressing it open, just allowing your breath to help you find a nice expansion through, there you go, through your upper back. Beautiful. And this is what you want to think about whenever you're off the mat too, whenever you're warming up. Just remember how this feels. And then you can go ahead and slide your right palm back, press into your mat, and extend your left arm back up. There you go, all the way back. And we can stretch that out. Just walk your palms forward, find a nice little puppy pose here, melting your heart down to your mat. So it's important here, keep your navel drawn in towards your spine. You don't want to collapse through the lower back. This should be more of an opening in your upper back. So this will help us stretch out for our down dog that's coming soon. Nice, yeah, you can come up on your fingertips a little bit if you want to. Breathing deeply here, and then we'll roll forward onto our forearms, onto our bellies, finding our little Sphinx pose.
Should have come to the side.
It's fine. Moving our blocks out of the way. So go ahead, press down through your forearms, keeping your fingertips nice and wide, and think more about drawing your upper body forward and curling up. Very good. And then you can even think about lengthening your tailbone away from your ears and press a little bit through the tops of your feet. If you feel any pinching in your lower back at all or any pain, you've gone a little bit too far, so you can come down a little bit. But try to find a nice opening through your chest, through your upper body here. And then go ahead, melt your heart all the way down, press it back into your tabletop pose. We're gonna find our first downward facing dog, but before we do that, we're gonna engage a little bit. So you can walk your palms out a little bit further here. Tuck your toes under so that you're ready to go into your down dog. So you want to make sure that you're pressing into your fingertips and knuckles. You're preparing. So you want your shoulder girdle to be completely sort of widened so that it's fully engaged and ready to support you. And then you're just going to hover your knees a couple inches off the mat. And you should feel this already instantly engage everything that you'll need to help support you in this pose. From here, slowly press your hips up and back, making whatever space you need and readjusting to a nice comfortable pose here. And it's first thing in the morning, so go ahead and bend through one knee, straightening the other leg, pedal out the feet here. Taking a moment. Your heels probably won't touch the mat right now, but just keep trying to find more length in your upper body. Use this as an opportunity to stretch out your upper body, and your hamstrings will get there. And from here, we're going to do one more strength exercise. So go ahead and extend your right leg straight up and back. And on your exhale, you're going to bend your knee and bring it all the way in towards your nose. Inhale, straight up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Keep your shoulders strong. Inhale, straight up and back. Last one, knee to nose. And you can step it through to the top of the mat. You're going to find a runner's lunge. This is where we're going to use our blocks. So go ahead and grab your blocks, and you can set them on whatever height is appropriate for you. And we're going to keep our left knee up off the mat if it's comfortable for you. If you want to put it down, go ahead. But we're just going to find a nice big stretch here through our legs, through our right hamstring, through the groin. Opening up, maybe curling your shoulders back just a little bit. And you can kind of bobble a little bit forward and back if that's comfortable for you. Take a few deep breaths right here, finding this nice big opening with a little bit of engagement through your legs. And whenever you're ready, we're going to straighten through our front leg, finding a little bit of a wider variation of our pyramid pose. So your left heel probably won't touch the ground, but stay up on your blocks. And I want you to bring your back straight. So inhale, straight back, and only go as far down as you can, keeping your back straight. Keep thinking about pressing your right hip back. So yeah, Becca, go ahead and try to imagine you're drawing your right hip all the way back. Good. And you can go ahead and relax your upper body, just letting yourself passively fold down. Finding a nice big stretch here. And then we'll go ahead and we'll inhale back up to a straight back. We're going to come back into our runner's lunge. And from here, try to find your balance. So go slowly and carefully. We're going to come into warrior 3. So bend as much as you need to. Maybe bring your blocks out in front of you to help you a little bit. And just lift your back leg up off the mat. Good. And then if you can, go ahead and bring your hands to your heart center. There you go. Balance. Good. Good. Just a couple more breaths here. Strong legs, strong core. Good. And go ahead and as gracefully as possible, step your left foot back. We'll find our lunge again, but this time we'll come up into a high lunge. So go ahead, take a moment, catch your breath, and you can, I like to bend a little bit into my back knee to help just keep my tailbone lengthening down towards the mat. And make sure you square up your hips to the top of the mat. Bend deeply into your front knee. Find a nice deep stance here. And then this is one of my favorite poses to do to help connect the breath to the body, to that ground sort of stability. So I'm gonna come a little bit more towards you guys to demonstrate this. So we're gonna inhale and straighten our legs, reaching our arms up overhead. And on the exhale, we're gonna twist and come back down into our lunge and extending your arms straight out. So we'll inhale and come back to center. Exhale. Good. Inhale, last time. And And a nice big exhale, deep twist. Inhaling back to center, coming back to your regular Ashtachandasana, high lunge. And we're gonna come into our eagle pose from here. So bend your elbows out in front of you and go ahead and wrap your left elbow underneath your right. And we're gonna step up to the top of the mat as gracefully as possible. And go ahead, cross your left leg over your right, maybe tucking your toes behind your calf if it's accessible to you. If not, you can rest your toes on the mat, keep them out to the side. So here, think about squeezing your legs towards each other, your arms towards each other, everything in. Draw your belly button in and up. Strong legs here, keep breathing deeply. Good, and go ahead and unwrap everything, shake it out a little bit. Feeling it? It's good, it doesn't take much, but it'll wake you up in the morning. And we'll go ahead and bring your toes together, heels about an inch apart. Coming into Tadasana, roll your shoulders down and away from your ears. Shine your palms forward. Take a moment here to catch your breath. Maybe taking a cleansing breath, breathing in through your nose and releasing it through your mouth. Good, and from here, we're gonna go ahead, inhale, arms rise up overhead. And on the exhale, we're just gonna fold forward. And inhale, halfway lift, hands on your shins, straight back. Exhale, we're gonna plant our palms and step back to our plank pose. And then go ahead, yes, we're gonna have to move our blocks a little bit. And then go ahead and bend your elbows, lower yourself all the way down to the mat. And inhale, come up for a nice little cobra, not too much. Back down, and we'll press back, downward facing dog. Good, so maybe you feel a little bit more space in this down dog. Maybe your sides feel a little bit uneven now. We stretched one side, not so much the other. But I want you to imagine here, and Becca, if you don't mind, I will show you. I want you to imagine that you're wrapping your armpits so that they're facing towards each other. Does that make sense? Yeah. Same bow. Do you mind if I hands on? And go ahead, wrap your armpits. There you go. Excellent. Good job. And from here, we're going to find the same thing. So inhale, left leg up. And exhale, knee to nose. Good. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, coming forward. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, and step it through, coming into your runner's lunge. Take a moment to grab your blocks on whatever setting is comfortable for you, and we'll find a nice big stretch here. So, Becca, can you bring your foot forward a little bit more? There you go. Try to make sure that your knee is aligned over your ankle here. Nice. And maybe opening up through the chest a little bit. Good, finding a nice stretch here. And whenever you're ready, you can straighten your front leg. Again, finding a nice straight back. And then we'll just fold down as far as we can with the straight back first, keeping whatever bend in your front knee that is comfortable for you. Press equally into both feet. And keep thinking about drawing that left hip back. Good. And then you can go ahead and relax your upper body down, fold all the way. I'm going to make sure the camera is still recording. Good. Always got to make sure the camera is still recording. And from here, we're going to come up into our favorite, Warrior 3. So go ahead, bend into your front knee. Maybe bring your blocks out in front of you for a little help. And carefully, controlled, lift your back leg up. Good. There you go. Would you like a little bit of an assistance, Becca? You can kind of lean on me a little bit. Good. Squeeze into your right leg. There you go. Good. You got it. I'm going to let go. All right. Good job. And as gracefully as possible, step back into your high lunge. So go ahead and step back behind, readjust yourself, bringing your feet maybe hip width distance apart. Check on your hips. Are you facing as squared as possible with one leg behind you? Good. And you can bend a little bit into your back knee so that you can lengthen your tailbone down. Think about a string kind of pulling your head upwards. Lots of length. Bend deeply in your front knee if you can. I know it's burning a little bit. We're almost there. And we'll inhale, straighten your legs, arms rise. Exhale, twist to the left. Good. Inhale up. And exhale, twist over to the left. Good. Last one. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, twist. Strong legs. Inhale up. And we'll come back. We'll find our regular high lunge here. And we're going to bend our elbows and bring them out in front of us. This time, right elbow wraps under. There you go. You had it the first time, right? There you go. Right elbow under. And you can step up, kicking your block out of the way, finding your eagle pose. Maybe wrapping once, maybe wrapping twice. Pressing your forearms together, pressing your legs together. Strong core here. Bending a little bit into your knees. Excellent. Good. One more deep, deep breath here. And go ahead and release it. Shake your legs out. Very good, guys. All right, and go ahead, coming back to Tadasana at the top of the mat, your mountain pose, toes together, heels about an inch apart, rolling your shoulders down and away from your ears, and shining your palms forward. Again, maybe taking a little cleansing breath here. Maybe take this moment to remind yourself of the intention you might have set at the beginning of class, or if you want to set an intention now, go for it. Centering yourself here. And then we'll just have one more little flow here. Start winding things down. Go ahead, inhale, arms reach all the way up. And exhale, fold it forward. Inhaling, knees, hands to your shins, straight back. And exhale, we'll step it back into our plank pose. Feel free to go to chaturanga this time and up dog, but you can also come all the way down to the mat. And then come up to your cobra and pressing back. We all meet in downward facing dog. Excellent. So hopefully your legs feel a little bit more stretched out here in this. And from here, we're going to inhale, right leg rises, bending your right knee, open up your hips. So try to squeeze into your glute and try to press your right knee so it's facing up towards the sky. And on your exhale, bring your knee to your nose, step it through. We're going to come into warrior two. So go ahead and have your right toes facing the top of the mat. Spiral your left toes down so they're about a 45-degree angle. Bend into your front knee, and I want you to check that your knee is tracking directly over your second and third toes, not buckling in. Good. And you might not open your hips. You probably won't open your hips all the way to the side of the mat. Not a problem. Just make sure that knee is tracking. Good. And then extend your arms straight out. Good. Bend deeply into your front knee. Again, try to lengthen your tailbone down while finding nice, tall posture in your upper body. Good. Good, back up. Can you open up just a little bit more here? Good, nice. Big opening. How you doing? Tired? We're almost there. So from here, we're gonna find a tiny back bend. So interlace your fingers behind your lower back, and there you go. Kind of roll your shoulders towards each other and lift up out of your lower back, and then let yourself gaze up gently. And from here, we're gonna keep that bend in the front leg and just fold all the way to the inside of your right leg. Humble warrior. Try to keep lifting your hands up off of your lower back. I know it can be challenging. Good. And then from here, come all the way back up, and we'll bring our toes parallel to the short edges of the mat. Again, finding length in our spine, hands on your hips, and fold forward for a wide-legged forward fold. Maybe bend a little bit into your knees. Just let your upper body dangle. And maybe walk your palms over to the left, holding onto your left ankle for a nice gentle stretch. Don't pull. Try to pull yourself into a pose. Inhaling back to center as we walk our palms over to the right. Good, and we'll come all the way back to center. One more fun little pose here. You're gonna turn your heels and toes out, and we're gonna come into Skandasana. So you're gonna bend into your left leg and straighten your right leg, coming down just as far as is comfortable for you here, not too far the first time. And we'll inhale back to center, switching sides, bend into your right leg. Good. One more time, other side. This time maybe you can go a little bit further. Good, try to keep pressing your left knee away from you. And inhale to center, other side. Try to keep breathing deeply into your lower belly. And we're gonna keep walking our palms forward to the front of the mat. Spin your hips facing forward. And from here, we're kind of in a little runner's lunge already, so just plant your left palm to the mat and extend your right arm all the way up for your runner's lunge with a twist. Good, very good. And then from here, can you keep spinning and come into a side plank? So either come into your full side plank, or you can put your left knee on the mat. Whatever works for you. There you go. Find your balance here. Good. And you can either come back to your downward facing dog, or you can keep going. Oh, that's our male. You can keep going, stepping your right foot behind you and extending up into your wild thing. There you go. Nice big stretch. And then whenever you're ready, carefully come back to your downward facing dog. And from here, extend your right leg up, straight up and back, and bring it forward. Bring your knee behind your right wrist. And we're gonna come into our pigeon pose. So go ahead and maybe walk your left foot out behind you a little bit. Yeah, your shin does not have to be parallel to the top of the mat. So square off your hips here. Good. And then before we fold down, let's gently try to lengthen up towards the ceiling, opening up through your chest, finding a little bit of a back bend here, and keeping that length. Walk your palms all the way forward, lowering your upper body down, maybe bringing your chest onto a block if it's comfortable for you, maybe resting your forehead on your arms or on the mat. Just let gravity take over here. Again, breathing deeply. If you can't breathe, you've gone a little bit too far, so just ease off a little bit. And whenever you're ready, we're gonna easily, slowly press your way back up. We'll find our way into our downward dog, but maybe you wanna reach your right leg out behind you a little bit. Whatever feels good. We'll all meet back in our downward facing dog. Taking a moment here. Let's take one more cleansing breath, breathing in through your nose and releasing it out through your mouth. And we'll find that little sequence on the other side. Inhale, left leg rises, bend your left knee, opening up your hip, reaching your knee towards the ceiling, and stepping it forward, finding our warrior two. Again, left toes facing the top of your mat. Spiral your right toes down about 45 degrees and bending into that front knee. So let this front knee guide your alignment. Find where it comfortably wants to track. Second and third toes. Can you press your knee into my hand? Good. And maybe can you bring your toes in ever so slightly to meet my foot? There you go. Good. Extend your arms straight out, big stretch. And we're gonna find our humble warrior. So interlace your fingers the more unusual way this time so that you're giving it another chance. And I'll go this way just so it can face you. And curl your shoulder blades towards each other. Lift up, finding nice length. And then fold it forward. Keep bending into your front knee. Humble warrior. Good, strong legs. Keep pressing into both feet equally. One more deep breath here. Big stretch. And inhale, we'll come back up to center. Regroup. And you can, instead of coming into our wide forward fold and our Skandasana, this time we're gonna just immediately go to heels and toes out. And from here, we're gonna bend into our knees. And this is gonna be a variation of our goddess pose. So I like to just bring my hands to my thighs, right above my knees, and you can drop one shoulder, looking over to that side, whatever's comfortable for your neck. Try to keep your neck in line, there you go. And then inhale to center, switching sides. Good. And then come back to center and we'll come straighten your legs just a little bit. Reach your arms up overhead. And exhale, bend your elbows, bend your knees. For this nice open pose, maybe kind of wiggling a little from side to side, finding a nice stretch through your knees or through your hips. Good. And we'll inhale straight back up to center. And exhale one more time, this time bringing your hands to your heart. Just feel a little bit of a different energy maybe when your hands are in a different spot. Maybe first we cultivated this nice outward energy and now we can kind of bring it in so that we can harness it later in our practice. And we're gonna go ahead, inhale, arms rise, and bringing your feet parallel to your mat again. Let's go ahead and just bend over forward for a wide-legged forward fold. This we can use as a transition to go ahead and walk back to the top of your mat, finding your runner's lunge. I have to switch sides. Finding your lunge, and this time planting your right palm to the mat, and inhale, extending your left arm all the way up. And if you'd like to make your transition, coming into your version of side plank, so keep rolling to that side, maybe dropping your knee to the mat, and extending your leg out behind you. Good. Good. You can curl your right toes under, Becca, so that you don't have to. There you go. Find some stability here. Good. And you can lean against me. Good. Can you open this hip up a little bit more? Good. I gotcha. And whenever you're ready, you can come into your downward dog. Bo, do you want to take your wild thing? Stepping your foot back behind you. There you go. Press equally into both feet. And carefully coming back into your downward facing dog. Press your hips up and back. And we can cool off with our pigeon pose. Inhale, left leg straight up and back. And exhale, bring your left knee behind your left wrist. And squaring off your pelvis. Finding a comfortable seat here. Maybe using your props if you need. And then we can come up onto our fingertips, finding our back bend. Nice deep inhale. Before keeping that length and folding forward. Excellent. Find a nice place to relax here. Again, being okay with stillness. A few more deep breaths right here. Keep breathing deeply in through your nose and out through your nose. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly lift your way back up. We're gonna find our very last downward facing dog. So make any little motions that feel good to you here before pressing your hips up and back. So recenter yourself here, feet hip width distance apart. Pressing into your fingertips and knuckles. Again, thinking about wrapping your armpits towards each other, finding lots of space here in this pose. And then you can bring your knees down to the mat and we'll find a nice restorative version of our child's pose. So maybe bringing your knees a few inches apart, whatever's comfortable for your chest to rest on them. And you can go ahead and pressing your hips back. Find lots of length, walk your palms out overhead. If this is uncomfortable for your shoulders in any way, you can just bring your palms behind you and rest them by your feet and just let them fold over your knees. Either way, just think about melting your heart all the way down to the mat. Just really let the ground support you here. Again, noticing any thoughts that might arise and trying not to hold judgment. Instead, maybe finding appreciation for what your body has done for you this morning. Feeling that nice deep opening through the back of your body. I know that's hard for singers and wind players to find sometimes, especially. So try to remember this feeling. And you can slowly walk your hands in, press your upper body back up, and we're gonna find our way back onto our backs for Shavasana. So carefully lay yourself down. And if it's comfortable for your back, you can extend your legs straight out, making lots and lots of space for yourself, allowing yourself to just take up room. If you'd like, you're welcome to, we can readjust and you can bring your legs up the wall, or you can just bend your knees and let them fall in towards each other. Whatever helps you find a nice restorative pose here. And just let yourself find that nice quiet place. Let your breath return to its natural rhythm. And take a moment to feel into the effects of this practice. Bring awareness to maybe those little vibrations that are going through different parts of your body. And just take a few minutes to rest. Go ahead and start wiggling a little bit through your toes, maybe moving your fingers. Wake up really slowly, bring yourself back to us. And yeah, maybe stretch your arms up overhead. Maybe rocking your head from side to side. Gently waking yourself back up. Letting your breath be a little bit more active. And from here, slowly roll onto one side. Maybe pausing for a moment on your side in this little fetal position. Not getting up too quickly. Take a moment to appreciate this time you have for yourself, to slow down. And whenever you're ready, you can find a comfortable seated position, either cross-legged or kneeling, whatever's comfortable. Returning to your breath, moving your shoulders, resting your palms. If you're kneeling, maybe in front of you, over your knees, finding a nice centered place within yourself. Finding your breath, connecting to your body again. Take a moment to repeat your intention that you might have set at the beginning of class. Repeat it to yourself. And we're going to bring our hands together at the front of our heart. We will close with a chant of Om one time. So we'll inhale to chant. Breathing in. Om. And namaste. Thank you so much, guys, for doing this practice with me. It was really fun. I hope you can take some of these concepts into your own singing and practicing, and to help you not only build strength to be able to, breathe a little bit deeper, sing a little bit better, but also to help you stretch out and feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.